I'd like to talk about kindness today. So I came up with, through doing a search and doing some reading, I came up with a whole bunch of quotes. And you can take any of them home and take them into your heart and know that the world is always a better place for those who can show kindness to others. I really think we need it. It's a powerful force that can brighten someone's day, uplift spirits, and create a ripple effect of positivity in this world. Showing compassion and understanding makes this world a better place. It's a universal language that transcends all boundaries and connects all of us. It highlights the importance of being compassionate and caring towards others. Here we go. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. And that's Aesop from Aesop's Fables. Kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. That's Mark Twain. Kindness is like snow. It beautifies everything it covers. Kahil Gibran. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Mahatma Gandhi. Do things for people not because of who they are or what they do for you in return, but because of what and who you are. Harold S. Kushner. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. And that's from Mr. Unknown or Miss Unknown. The simplest acts of kindness are by far more powerful than 1,000 heads bowing in prayer. Again, Mahatma Gandhi. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. Kindness is free. Sprinkle it everywhere. Again, thank you, Mr. or Miss Unknown. Kindness is contagious. Spread love everywhere you go. Mother Teresa. Practice kindness all day to everyone, and you will realize you're already in heaven now. Jack Kerouac, who's a famous writer. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. That's Seneca. The world is full of kind people. If you can't find one, be one. Mr. and Miss Unknown. If you have a choice between being right and being kind, always choose kind. Dr. Wayne Dwyer. Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. Mother Teresa. Few more. Too often we underestimate the power of a touch or a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around. That's Leo Buscaglia. He's a writer. Kindness is the language which, excuse me. Oh, I was doing a rerun. My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness. Be kind wherever possible. It is always possible. Mahatma Gandhi. I've been searching for ways to heal myself, and I found that kindness is the best way. Lady Gaga. The simplest acts of kindness are more powerful than you can ever believe. The Dalai Lama. And just a few more. Perform little acts of kindness just because. and watch how much better you feel about yourself. James Fullerton. The best portion of a good man's life, his little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness and love. William Wordsworth. And random acts of kindness can bring joy to both the giver and the receiver. Try to do at least one each day this week. Thank you, Mr. Miss Unknown. Remember that kindness is a simple, effective way to bring a smile to someone's face. Powerful, uplifting words remind us that everything will be okay. Quotes cheer us up or serve us as a way to let someone know how much they mean to us. Please practice kindness wherever possible. And thank you for being so kind to listen to me.
So today I was thinking about what was I going to think about and talk about. But I think what really came to me is that when I work in what I do with past life regressions and connecting to the higher self, I often tell people, please bring your questions with you. If you could ask God or your higher self anything, what would you ask? And this is why what I love what I do is because it's deeper than therapy, than talk therapy. There is a place for that, but when you really ask the questions like, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Why did I get my mother or father or sister or brother? And do I have a contract with them before I got here? Why is it so hard to do X, Y, and Z? So I tell people bring questions. And I started thinking about the questions that we ask Spirit, which we all do every day, whether consciously or subconsciously. We're all thinking about what's going on in my life, God? Why are you handing me this? Really? Sometimes my prayer is, really? Because I just say, okay, bring it on, but maybe, So it really is, though, important the questions we ask Spirit. It really is something when we ask Spirit, whether it's through meditation, whether it's prayer, whether it's just sitting in your car and ready to scream at someone else, but you're like, okay, oh God, you're still asking questions. And I started to think about questions are not really as important of the words, but the emotion behind it. Like when you feel into your questions to God and to Spirit, when you're looking for an answer, how are you feeling? What are you thinking? What's really going on inside? And then I started thinking, am I open to the answers? I don't know about you, but me, I want like bells and gongs and whistles. I want angelic hosts coming down and answering my questions. And honestly, nobody ever came that way. But it often does come through the quietness and the moments when we are in our silence, or in the moments when we're walking someplace and maybe our head is cleared or focused on something else. And the answers can come in really small ways, even if it's just a shift in the way we look at things and the way we feel. I started thinking about questions too, and I started thinking that intention behind questions. Are we coming from a place of fear? Are we coming from a place of lack when we ask our questions? Because if any of you have studied, and I guess I'll first ask the question, have any of you studied or learned about Abraham Hicks and the law of attraction? And raise your hands if you know it. If you don't, it's okay. This isn't a test. So Abraham Hicks is a woman that channels, and because we are spiritualists, we do believe in channeling, that she channels a group of entities called Abraham. It calls itself Abraham, and it's filled with wisdom. If you haven't seen her, go onto YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and you'll find her. She's just amazing. And Abraham is amazing because she allowed channeling of Abraham to come through her with all this information. And one of the things that Abraham said is there are 5 laws to the universe that supersede even the 10 commandments. And the first, and I'm not going to go into all of that, but the first law is the law of attraction. And maybe you even heard of the book, The Secret, that says what you think and what you feel is what you draw to you. So when you think about what you're thinking and what you're feeling, you might say, I want to win $10 million. I don't want to work anymore. I want to go to an island someplace. But inside, you're thinking, I'm never going to win this. And that's what spirit hears is your heart, not your word, but your heart. So when you think about it, this is where Abraham said, if you're wanting your life to change, if you're wanting your prayers answered, you have to go inward and look at what's coming from here, not just your words, and not even just what's in your mind. So when I started thinking of words like, why is this happening to me? When will I finally get what I want? Just tell me what to do. It kind of comes from a place of fear. But when you really come from a place of love and kindness and courage within yourself, you might say, what am I meant to learn from this? What's going to help me to grow for the best for me or for those around me? How can I align with my highest good? And when you start to change your questions, you are going to get the answers, maybe not of what you want, but what you need. So I started thinking more of also what happens when we sit in the silence afterwards, because so often we want an answer right at that moment to come into our head and say, okay, here it is. And I've also learned it is truly about the journey. We are here. We keep wanting that end goal. We all want to be happy. We all want to be content. We all think we want more than $1 million, get you nowhere these days, I think. But we want millions to make us happy and content. And in the end, if we could get that all at once, what would the journey be about? How would you create the relationships and build your tribe around you? I started thinking about some of the clients that come to me with their questions. And I ask every client to bring 10 or 15 questions when they're going to go through a past life regression that we're going to ask their higher self, their oversoul, the you that's really you. And so when people come with their questions, I can't tell you how many times when they are in trance and they just let their minds go and the higher self comes through, they get answers they never thought they would. I've had people want to leave their husbands or wives, and the higher self said, no, you're meant to stay, and gave them a darn good reason for them to stay. So I knew that this was not their conscious mind. This was something greater than themselves that they were asking for. I had a woman come in, and I've also had a man come in. I've had both, but coming in saying, my spouse is going to leave me and I really want them to stay. What do I do? What do I do? And in the end, the higher self, and I'm thinking of 2 cases, both times the higher self came in with very similar answers saying, you have been chasing love all your life and you've been doing it for lifetimes. How about going inward and chasing your own love and finding that part of yourself that you love, rather than always looking outside of yourself for someone else to give it to you. So, sometimes it's life altering because her question had to change and she was given really what she needed, not what she thought she wanted. I had another woman come in who had an autistic son, and he was extremely autistic. He was born normal, had been given vaccines, and I'm not here to talk about vaccines, but he was given vaccines, and within months after that, he became severely autistic, even to the point at times when he gets violent. And she has had to take this young man's life and take care of him. She has an ex-husband nearby, but she wasn't relying on him. And she came to me asking for her higher self to please heal her son. And when she came, I said, well, let's see what the higher self has to say. And what it came down to is the higher self gave her more than what she could have ever asked for. Her higher self made her look at herself and saying, you've given up your entire life for him. In fact, you've given up on yourself. You think you have no friends because you have no friends because you haven't been working at it. You're just focusing on him and you're miserable. And in that, it turned around where the healing didn't go so much to her son, it went to her. She needed the healing. And in that moment, and after, because she came back several times for sessions, she started expanding her world. She let her ex-husband take care of her son so she could go and travel to some different countries and she could get her energy back and go inward. She started to build her tribe of spiritual people and started going to women's meditation circles and doing other things that hit her very deeply and gave her the support that she needed that she hadn't had before because she was doing it all alone. So again, higher self gave her the truth to her question. Her healing wasn't just really about her son, it was about herself, for her to be a better mother, to be more present for him, to teach her husband, her ex-husband, how to help her, and to give her son both parents back so he would have the love from not just her, but from others also. So life started changing for her in such a different way when her question changed. The truth comes in so many different ways. I've seen people change their careers because when they came and said, I hate my job, I want to do something else. It's terrible. And the higher self said, let's go in and find out what you're good at. And let's find out what you love. Let's talk about what's your passion. And let's see how we can change your life. You can change your life by choosing to do something that you love, which will change your health, which will change your outlook, which will change how you treat people around you, how you treat yourself first is going to be the most important thing by treating yourself in love. So I probably could go on and on with the most beautiful, amazing stories that people are always, I love what I do because people, the higher self is always teaching me. And it just brings me such joy to see lives change. But the lives change because people's questions change. Their hearts change. They go inward and they realize it's important to give to yourself, to really give to yourself in order to give to others. So there are so many things that I could probably go on, but what I think I'll do next is I'll give you all a brief little respite from me, and I'll give you all a very short meditation and something that you can think about that you can do even at home. I had a client yesterday who came in and he's very evolved. At least I feel he's very evolved. He's an Indian man that has gone after gurus and really searched deeply for his soul's journey, but he still was craving enlightenment. So he was asking all the hard questions about trying to find enlightenment. And the higher self, he went down deeply, and his higher self came in and said, he's got it already. But what he needs to do is stop, even in his crazy busy meetings, and he's a very successful businessman. He has to lay down or sit down and just be. Go inward and be and just be silent. And he said, when you start to feel the tears on your cheeks, you'll know you're in the right place. And it was interesting because he could cry very easily in joy because so often he would go into this moment of pure joy, but then he was pulled out by the very stressful job he has. So I thought, going inward. Even me, it's hard with meditation and trying to sit for a half an hour or 15 minutes, but I'll give you all just 5 minutes or I'll ask 5 minutes from you. So how about we all here. And if you're in Zoom, you can lay down on your sofas or on the floors. Here, you're going to have your chairs. But what I'd like you to do is all take a nice deep breath and close your eyes. And just spend a little time going inward. And take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and hold it gently. And then breathe out through your mouth. And then again, big breath in and feeling your body just relax, your shoulders relaxing. Just release your tensions and your stress and distraction. Just be here. Everything else outside of you will still be there when you're done. Feel yourself becoming present, more still, more open. Now bring your awareness inward. Imagine a soft glowing light at the center of your chest, your heart space. This is the doorway to your higher self, loving that part of you that's always connected to Source. With each breath, feel the light expand. It may feel warm, familiar, peaceful, and know that you are safe here. You are supported. You are deeply loved. And silently say to yourself, I now connect with my higher self. I am open. I am ready. I trust the guidance I receive. Now gently bring a question from your heart. Ask it softly with sincerity, like speaking to wise and loving guides. What do I want most? And what do I need to know right now? Or what truth is ready to reveal itself to me? What step can I take today that aligns with my soul? Then listen, not with your ears, but with your heart. Be still, be open, let the answers come in their own way. Maybe it's a word, a feeling, a symbol, or just silence. Even silence carries truth. Trust that whatever comes is perfect for you in the moment. Now take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, offer gratitude. Thank your higher self for the presence and wisdom. I trust the clarity will continue to unfold. Slowly bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. You can always carry this silence within you. And even if you fell asleep, it's good. You're getting more answers than you know. I often fall asleep. So I've been told that the answers keep coming. Remember, they're only a breath away. And just be mindful of where your heart is when you ask Spirit your questions. It's always there, waiting for you to align with your most perfect self. And I thank you all. God bless you.